We're on your side tonight, reminding you about the importance of being prepared. Many of us find a sense of community in the gym we regularly attend. It's what a woman named Lyndsay Sellers found at her Planet Fitness location in Belmont. But her purpose reaches farther than breaking a sweat a few times a week. In fact, her story has become focused on teaching how to be prepared for an emergency when the clock is ticking to possibly save someone you love. WBTV photojournalist Gregory Simpson brings us the story.
We're in Belmont, North Carolina at the Planet Fitness right off 85. I've been with Planet Fitness for 15 years and my entire adult world has been shaped by here. It's judgment-free. Anybody can belong, anybody can excel. I lead all training programs for National Fitness Partners, which is a franchise of Planet Fitness. And one of the portions of my job is to ensure that our team is completely CPR certified. Your face mask. CPR is the ability to save a life when somebody goes into cardiac arrest or when they have a cardiac event. It's manually restarting somebody's heart and in the end, saving their lives and transforming their lives. I myself, inside of Planet Fitness, have taken part in a cardiac event 5 times personally over the last 14 and a half years. But last year, my franchise alone had more than 30 cardiac events. Planet Fitness, we are naturally going to have a higher demographic of users that may have a cardiac event because we have a lot of older users, plus we focus on general fitness. I do this specifically for my daughter. She was 19 months old. She was the most sweet-natured child I've ever known in my entire life. Her smile would light up a room. We thought she was a boy right up until she was born, which is why her name was Cameron. She would give a pouty face if you did a raspberry against her cheek because it would hurt her feelings. Was probably one of the most well-behaved infants I've ever seen in my life, and seeing as I love her siblings, that's saying something. That day I went to work, the phone rang, and it was my mother who was bedridden and lived with us. And when she called me and she told me that Cameron had drowned, and it took a long time for 911 to get to our house because we lived in the country, and they didn't know if she was going to make it and to get to Gaston Memorial Hospital. And I remember talking on the phone to my husband, and he was frantic and he kept apologizing over and over again because he was home with her. And it wasn't his fault. Every parent undergoes these accidents and these incidents. And my biggest memory from that day is as I walked out of the house, I snuck out because she was gonna cry because mommy left. And I remember thinking as I got in the car that if I get in a car wreck, I'm gonna regret it because I will have never said goodbye to her. And in the end, I regret it because I didn't get to say goodbye to her rather than her saying goodbye to me. And my last memory is sneaking away. In that moment, at 22 years old, my husband and I, neither one had ever had the training to know how to react in any crisis scenario, let alone when a 2-year-old stops breathing. And by working with Planet Fitness and by working with CPR programs and teaching people how to be confident so that they can be competent, I can do more than if I just sat back in grief and in sorrow and if I never got back up. So through her, I get up every day and I try to lead a program that will teach other people how not to go through this. I've had 6 employees do CPR on their own child in my franchise alone, and they only knew infant CPR because I taught it to them. So for me, teaching other people and training them how to be confident in a situation that is terrifying, it keeps them from ever undergoing that again. And it's my way of changing the world for her, even though she can't be here to change it herself.